Hi there, it's Rebecca Swatkowski again with Get Reformed Pilates. Today our little program is called Release Your Lumbar Spine and Your Limbs. It's a short program, just some few stretches to release your hamstrings and particularly your lower back. The only prop that I have today is a yoga strap. Now if you're very, very tight, you want to get an extra long strap that's going to be at least 6 to 7 feet long. And then, of course, I have my Pilates mat. I'm going to turn around for these stretches so that we're facing the same direction. And I just start off with what I call knee stirs. So laying on my back, placing my hands on the inside of my knees, I just want to loosen up the synovial fluid in my hips. So just stirring the knees, don't worry about stabilizing. Just make your circles and then reverse them, loosening up those hips. Good. Just breathe naturally. Try to relax. And then once we've loosened up the hips that way, take the legs to the ceiling. Imagine a racetrack in the shape of a figure 8. Hands down on the mat. Knees can be bent. And we're just going to draw and retrace that figure 8. So we're just kind of shifting the weight over to the hips, trying to break up the tension and loosen it into those hips and lower back. So just taking those racetrack figure 8 shapes. After racetrack, we go into cobbler stretch. So think of a cobbler, putting a set of shoes and hammering in between. If you're able to reach behind your feet, grab your feet, lift your head up, and then push the soles of the feet together and press the hips open in a stretch, stretching out those groin muscles. And relax, and I would do it again if you can. Press open, push, and stretch, trying to get those hips to open up. And then from there, lay down into what's called happy baby in yoga. So the legs are in kind of a tabletop shape. If you're able to reach for your toes and then put gentle pressure down the top of your feet to stretch into your hips. If you can't reach your toes, just reach for the ankles or whatever you can, and you just have your stretches deep into the groin, into the hip. And then you can rock your happy baby. And if you want a good stretch on each leg, you can have a half of a happy baby. Drop one leg down and then just press into that one leg, going a lot deeper. It's like an upside down lying lunge. And then other half a happy baby. And now we want to do a series of 3 to loosen up the low back. I have my arms in a V and I bring my toe to my knee. So my supporting leg is the direction I'm going to fall in a lumbar twist. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, float over slowly, falling towards that leg. Let your shoulder go, let your hip go, let everything go. And once you've arrived and you feel released, you're going to take the bottom hand and place it on your top leg. Gently press down to stretch that hip and back, and then pull the right shoulder and try to press it deeper into the mat. Stretching the lumbar spine. If you want an extra stretch, you can lift your head and turn it sideways looking to your thumb. Now that's your lumbar twist. We're keeping the same leg on top. Use your core, use your belly to pull in to roll to center. Close the air between your legs and cross your legs. Fall away from that leg to the other direction for your iliotibial band stretch. Take this top leg and gently push down and away on that top leg, stretching this whole IT band. It does have, it's connective tissue, it does stretch, it's not as much as a muscle, but you can keep that stretched out. And then the last in this series of 3 is a number 4 stretch. Roll back, you have the same leg on top, open out to a number 4, pick the bottom leg up, lift your head up and thread your hands behind that bottom leg and just keep pulling it towards you to stretch open your hips. And then if you want more stretch, you can extend that top leg and keep the stretch coming. And then start the whole series over on the other side. Arms in a V, toe to the knee, take a breath in, and lumbar twist, falling towards that supporting leg in a relaxed exhalation, letting everything release. Take the top hand, place it on the top leg, and just gently press down, stretching. Pull that left shoulder back, anchor it into the mat for a deeper stretch. And then if you still can handle more, turn your head and stretch. Again, use your belly to pull into the center. Squeeze the air out between your legs and just fall the opposite direction. And once you arrive, press that top leg down on the bottom leg, stretching the iliotibial band again. Roll back to the center, open that leg into number 4, lift the head up, pull the bottom leg out, and stretch that hip out. Extend that leg, and go for more stretch. Now the very last of this series with the yoga strap is a hamstring stretch. Usually you have a strap and you're pulling to get that hamstring to stretch, which creates more tension. In this series, you're using the yoga strap, but you're going to make a loop. So it doesn't matter if it has a buckle or rings, you're going to thread this through and then pull it. Now, the tighter that you are, the less limber, the bigger the loop is going to need to be for you. If you're more limber and more flexible, you can pull it tighter. Now you want to start with your tightest leg first. I'm going to lay on my back and think of this as like a headband on sports eyeglasses. I'm going to have that leg up and I lift my head up and I'm sure that the buckle is to the side of the rings. I can straighten the bottom leg if I'm able. I want to be able to have the right tension that I can lay my head back so my neck is elongated, and at the same time I'm getting a stretch on that hamstring. My palms are open, my shoulders are lifted, which allows me to relax and drop those shoulder blades down. Now the more that I push back with my head, the more tension I put to stretch that leg. And of course if I wanted more stretch, I could make this band shorter. And then just breathe deep. And it's best when you're stretching with this just kind of passive stretch that you stay there for at least a minute. And then we want to switch to the other leg, so I'm going to hold onto the strap, put the ball of my foot into the other leg. This is my more limber leg, so maybe it's not as stretchy as the other one, but the idea is to balance the legs. We don't want to have one leg extremely limber and the other one very tight. So just keep working on that tight leg to stretch it. And then eventually the legs should be equal. You'll always have one leg that will be your flexibility leg, and your other leg will be your stability leg. One will be more mobile and flexible, the other leg will be more stable and strong. But as much as possible, we like to try to balance them out. And at the very end, hold the strap again. You're going to put both feet into the strap, and this will be a very deep stretch. So you lay your head back, and you've got both legs taking up that space and stretching the back of the hamstring. And then again, palms are up, shoulders are relaxed and back. You want to close your eyes, play some relaxing music, and just stay in that position. And then to release, just take the strap out and take your yoga strap off. And that's your little stretching, limbering up your limbs and releasing that lumbar back. Thank you.